All right, welcome everybody to another exciting edition to the Manny, the Untitled. I guess we're going to buy the Untitled now. I'm just going to be done with that. We're going to buy the Untitled. The Untitled Manny and Marcus show. I'm Marcus, the grand finale, and I'm joined by
Lord Manny Hayes.
Ho ho! Here we go to another edition of a show. This is our Tuesday show where we recap the latest news in wrestling and also the happenings of Monday Night Raw. Wow, full of energy.
Okay, Vince McMahon.
Well, I feel like I need to bring the energy on this show because I have none on the other shows. I'm always off work on the Saturday show or on the Thursday show. I'm just getting off work and I'm trying to survive the episode. This one, I can just let all my energy loose and go. Shout out to Grunge Smurf in the chat. We will be answering chat questions at the end of the show or even at the end of the segments. Just go in, have fun, enjoy the chat room. It should be a wild time. I got nothing to say. How you doing today, Manny?
I am tired. Work killed me today. Not physically, mentally. I don't like being mentally challenged. I like.
I'm sorry to hear that you're mentally challenged, Manny.
I like those jobs where you can do things autonomously, where you don't even realize you're doing them anymore.
Oh, that's me. That's me every day. It's a reflex. Although, here I believe in the United States, we have a global pandemic that is about to go into our second wave, and I will be back out of work again soon. They already closed the bars in California, so I'm thinking, maybe Friday, maybe by the 4th of July. Who knows? All right, so you ready to start the show?
Let's do it.
All right, so I don't know what order I put this new stuff in. All right, there it is. WWE is interested into Tessa Blanchard. This is the controversial / racist / bully / former Impact Wrestling champion. First female male Impact Wrestling champion, Tessa Blanchard. She is free. She was released. We touched upon this on the Saturday edition of the Sharpshooters, but at that point, the WWE didn't show any interest in hiring Tessa. AEW has ruled her out because they have a no racism rule, in which if you are a racist, you will never join AEW. Since Linda Hogan, Hulk Hogan, and now Tessa Blanchard has joined the list. She's in good company. Manny, how do you feel about WWE being interested in Tessa Blanchard?
I honestly think it's a smart move if you were to go for Tessa right now. Like, bad bargaining chips right now. She's got none. Like, WWE hold all the cards. So, like, she could say no, but I don't think many people will be offering her the money or close to what WWE can offer. And I don't think anyone's going to match as close to what they're going to offer. And they could lowball her. So, makes sense.
You're in the lowballing. So you're like, this is the time where I can get her out the bargain bin. She is a defective product, and I can grab her. Well,
first of all, it's controversial, so it brings attention to whatever you're doing.
It creates cash.
You're getting her for cheap.
But she's toxic, as Grunchmurph says in the chat. She's toxic. She can ruin anything. It's only a matter of time before she says the N-word on TV. If you were looking for somebody to mix up Big Ninja with anything, it would be Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah, but if anything, like we said on Saturday, put her on probation. The moment she does it, void her contract. Don't sign her for long term.
So you're gonna sign her for cheap and then put her on probation in which she can't do anything? I feel like that's going to be tough. Like, if I'm Tessa, I would not sign it right away. I believe, hopefully she saved her money and doesn't need to work. I don't give a damn about it too much anyway. But hopefully she saved her money and she does not have to take a lowball offer like that and just wait till the heat die down. That's what I would do.
The thing is, anywhere she goes, she's going to have heat. The only place she could probably go that she wouldn't have major toxic heat like that would probably be Mexico.
Yeah, she was living there. She wouldn't send the vignette. That's why she got fired. I just feel like the WWE's women's division right now is in a good place right now, and I don't believe they're desperate enough to sign Tessa or go. They don't need to really go out there and be like, Tessa, please join my company.
What up, Wes? She could be the modern day China. I don't know.
No, we got Big Mama Cool in NXT. What do you need her for? You got Rhea Ripley. You got a deep women's division in the WWE. And probably, and I'm going to say this hot take, the greatest women's tag team division of all time. It's not a hot take.
There's only
I know, Manny. That's what the point is.
3.
It's not a
3.
real hot take. Wait. You got 3 tag teams? I got like 6. I got 6.
No, I got 4. 4.
You got 4? All right.
I forgot about the KC Express.
The KC Express, Sasha Bailey, the Iconics, Bliss and Cross, so and so and whatchamacallit. I mean Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai, and what's Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott, who are going to get back together.
That's not real.
They're going to get back together. They're going to get back together.
That's a shaky 5. That's a shaky 6.
That's a shaky 6. But it's the deepest tag division WWE has ever had. Even higher than the men's division. It's the better tag division. All right, we're moving on to the next topic. It's so glitchy. Oh, there you go. NXT UK might be doomed. Damn to the damn to the sexual assaulters in the UK. Whether it's Jordan Devlin or Travis Banks or Ligero,
Joe Coffey, Wolfgang.
Wolfgang was in there. Oh man, it just goes on and on.
Wolfgang's been accused of being a pedophile, not
Oh. I haven't looked up the name. I haven't really looked at all of it. I just know that there were so many on the list where you go like, man, Manny, you're a man of the UK and a fan of NXT UK, similar to I am. Do you feel this should be the end and that they should just cut ties and no longer do NXT UK?
I think they should carry on. Like, I think it's a way to move your talent around. That's what it should have been. They shouldn't have just like exploded onto the UK scene, taking all their wrestlers, because they've kind of killed a lot of independents in the UK by doing that. But it should have been a way to move talent around, so you kept your brands fresh instead of like building two massive rosters. So now you've got a load of wrestlers that are floating about.
Yep, and for me, when I look at NXT UK, it became to me it was the new NXT. As NXT became more mainstream on national TV and getting 2-hour time slot on USA and becoming the third brand, NXT UK was where the real call-ups were happening to NXT. When you got Rhea Ripley showing up, Pete Dunne, Walter getting ready to fight Finn Balor, and even the Grizzled Young Veterans coming over. And I felt like it was a very good, like, I won't say developmental, but it was nice to have that a little smaller brand to go with it. And I do appreciate the brand, but I don't know how they're going to come back from this. Like,
well, I honestly think any network brand was always going to be doomed from the get-go. Like, 205 Live sucks. Like, on the network. Like,
it sucks, but it's a good show if you like wrestling.
You know what? Like, it doesn't suck. It's just that it's not given the appreciation it deserves. Like, NXT UK is doing some amazing work, and it's only a 1-hour show, and it's doing some amazing work. It's got so many like deep, good talents, but it's almost like you look at it and go, it's missing something.
Yeah,
and it's missing the attention of people. That's what it's missing.
Yeah, it's the proof that the WWE Network wasn't doing as well as they wanted it to, in which it didn't bring in that large audience they wanted. And they had shows like 205 Live, which I actually enjoy every now and then. If you want to see some good wrestling matches and you don't want any storyline or nothing, just random matches, watch 205 Live or NXT UK. And I've never seen a bad takeover. Their takeovers rival regular NXT. I would hate to see it go, but this also puts in jeopardy of the expansion of WWE trying to do NXT Japan, which I was hoping they would do, just because I wanted WWE to scoop up Okada. That's all I want. Just get Okada, the best wrestler in the world. They can get him. Get Okada. Get Okada. Get Ibushi. Get Hitachi. Get those guys. And that's what I wanted. Sorry, Manny. I can care less about NXT UK. I wanted NXT Japan. That was what I really wanted. So they're doomed. I don't think they're gonna survive this. I think they're gonna make the announcement that NXT UK is done, and it was fun while it lasted, and these were some great characters and some good wrestling, but this is not the right time due to current climate of what they're doing.
Well, I also read this morning or sometime this afternoon when I had a rare moment of free time. Walter's status if WWE cancels NXT UK, and his intention is if he doesn't want to be living in America.
God darn it, no!
So him being on the main roster is probably a no-go.
If they lose Walter, this whole thing isn't worth it. I'm really upset.
I definitely think that's something you would try and keep him. Like, given that they're in this taped era, you could probably have him do tape stuff and then let him fly back home for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, he could do.
And then come back.
He could do limited appearances, similar to what Lesnar does. I'm not saying he's a big star like Brock Lesnar, but you can give him limited dates. He can just show up. He can do some vignettes from his hometown, and I think he can make it work. Don't leave Walter. Stay. I need to see Walter Keith Lee. I need to see Walter Finn Balor. I need to see Walter versus literally 90% of the roster before he goes.
Walter Keith Lee. I would like Walter Karrion Kross.
Yes. I mean, it's endless possibilities with Walter. He's one of the pound for pound best big men in the game, and one of the best overall wrestlers in the game because he chops the shit out of you. Alright, moving on to the next topic in the next news story. Recent COVID stories. Now, if you guys have been living under a rock, COVID-19, aka the coronavirus, has been striking the world by storm, but none harder than the WWE. The Performance Center had over 24 confirmed cases or something reported, even though I didn't really notice that many people missing. I think there was a ring announcer or something, but Raw seemed the same. But what I would like to bring up is Renee Young getting sick, which forced Jon Moxley off AEW. And then she has an announcement Wednesday. Manny, what do you think her announcement could be?
I want to say, she's a GM or something, but it's probably pregnant.
You're going pregnant? But
COVID
why would you?
COVID and pregnant.
It sounds like a bad movie. I can't see Renee waiting till Wednesday to announce that she's pregnant. I want you to just do that right away. Like, hold on, guys. I need to make sure this shit's okay. I want to make sure John doesn't say, abort that, Renee. I want to make sure. So we have to wait till Wednesday for this announcement. I see it as Renee Young. I think she's going to get another show on the WWE Network that is similar to Talking Smack after NXT. That's my theory.
It'd probably be. I would think you could always bring Talking Smack back.
Yes, absolutely. It was one of their best shows they've ever produced because it was authentic.
It was authentic and Vince had no input on it.
Yeah. I was watching Raw Talk earlier. And I wasn't actually watching, okay? I was in the bathroom and it was a clip. But and they had Bayley and Sasha on there. It reminded me of Talking Smack, how they were everybody was just winging it and making stuff up. And they ended up calling it Charlie Chorizo. They kept messing up her name for no reason.
She got called $2 Chuck by Zelina this week.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the trolling of Charlie Caruso in the back. But whatever Renee announced, I supported 110%-ish until I actually hear it.
What if it's that she's going to support Trump?
She's like, I support Donald Trump. All lives matter. No. Like, oh, shit. Renee. Didn't see this going.
No, Renee, no.
No, I can't believe it, Renee. I trusted you. You were Canadian. But with that being said, other COVID stories going around. Well, the main one I want to talk about is the appearance of Ric Flair and elderly wrestlers showing up into these wrestling shows. Whether it's AEW and they have their entire announced team, or is WWE trotting out Ric Flair and other older people? Are you comfortable with seeing Ric Flair on your Monday Night Raw?
As he's proved already, that guy is more immortal than the immortal Hulk Hogan.
I'm sure he's done more drugs, had more sex. If Twitter was around, he would have been canceled years ago.
Exactly. I honestly think Ric Flair is immortal.
Is that his defense of being in the PC? Like, because I feel like everybody has their choice to show up at these events. Is it the wisest choice? No. And this virus has been very politicized in America. So if you got to say, hey, I'm not afraid of getting sick. If you're a Republican, if you're a Democrat, hey man, this is crazy. I don't want to die. So it's I personally can care less about what Ric Flair doing. He's choosing to be here. I'm sure it's for money. I'm sure Vince has offered him, and he was like, yeah, I'll show up. I don't care about this. They were wearing masks this week, is an update. So, do you think they're going to improve their COVID responsibilities after their latest run with, I wanted to say the law, but it's not, with this disease. I don't know. I don't know how I want to work that.
It's a tough one, isn't it? Because, like, ideally, like, the selfish version of you wants them to continue running shows, but, like...
I'm a bastard, yeah.
The morality of it is these guys should be safe, and I think that was the main reason we got that episode of SmackDown last week.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of them just didn't turn up because they felt the conditions were unsafe. And
it's their decision.
Yeah.
And you know, if I was in their decision, I probably wouldn't turn up. But it would be my choice to do it. And I feel like the ones that do show up, whatever motivates them to show up, I'm sure it's really strong for them not to. I see that Roman got a new tattoo this week. He did show up. He seems like he's enjoying life. Sammy's probably at home
speaking
enjoying
of
life.
Tattoos, apparently Vince McMahon is now dealing with any like quarantine type antics done by stars.
What?
He's dealing with it personally. Ring announcer Mike Rome unveiled that he went out and got a tattoo, and apparently he's been punished for doing that for breaking quarantine rules. But nobody knows what the punishment is other than he has been dealt with by Vince McMahon.
I don't even know what a Vince punishing is. Like, I saw that this week they had Alexander Hamilton, and I know that's not his real name, but Hamilton was calling Raw this week, and I was just assuming that Whatcom had the coronavirus, as many do. So let's move into this edition of Monday and Banks. Clothes were everywhere. It looks like something out of the Jerry Springer show, and Joe had no control.
That was a mugging.
Yeah. Oscar really probably wish she had Kyrie Zane in her corner at this current moment, who would be a benefit, but thanks to Nia Jax, who's killed her, she does not have any backup. So what did you feel about the opening and start with Ziggler and his contract signings and everything like that?
I think this was a really good start. First of all, the chaos, because like it almost made you think, did I miss something? And then then you got the relaxing presence of Drew McIntyre, which who would have thought in 2020, after all the years of watching Drew McIntyre, that he would be the calming presence in this whole situation. He's gone and let Ziggler pick the stipulation for the match, and then later on in the evening he said he let him pick it because if he beats him, Ziggler will have no one else to blame but himself, which makes perfectly good sense. Yeah.
What kind of stipulation is he gonna pick? If I was Ziggler, I'm picking, you can't pin me, you can't submit me, you have to find a way to kill me to win this wrestling match. Otherwise, I win the title. You have to toss your moral high ground.
You know, you're taking a different high ground. Do you know what high ground I'm taking? One hand tied behind your back.
Yo, one hand tied behind your back match.
And he's got me blindfolded.
Knowledge to chat, by the way. Wes acknowledges that Sasha Banks did look good in her outfit today, which was barely on to start the show. Samoa Joe does still wrestle. This is a grunge rush card. He's still available to wrestle, but not currently due to, I believe, concussions and injuries. I don't think he's officially retired.
Yeah, there's nothing that's been put out there that he has retired, but I'm assuming it's going to be a while they go through concussion protocol and various things like that. Because I know when did that happen? Around February?
Somewhere in February, maybe even January, somewhere around there. It was back when him and KO were teaming together, so that may have been November. That's how long ago it's been back and forth. But I look forward to. I really want Joe to come back because I think him and Drew should fight for the title.
Yeah.
Joe is a hot commodity in the ring and on the microphone. He's doing a good job on commentary. And God forbid if he leaves, Jerry Lawler comes back. But I still want to see him have one more run.
Isn't that the problem, though? He is too good at commentary.
Yeah.
That he may be forced to stay at that desk.
To me, it's similar to when I would like to think it's similar to when CM Punk was doing commentary when he was injured, and he was really good. He was great. No. He was great, but he came back.
I go back even further. Remember when Macho Man was doing commentary?
Yeah,
and he could still go in the ring.
Yeah, and
but Vince was like, "You're done, mate." Vince was like, "You're done."
Come on, man. You're 40, man. You're done.
You're done. And then he went to WCW, and he still had a promising career there till the NWO madness happened.
Yeah, I really hope we don't get a Macho Man situation. I do not want that. I want Joe to come back into the ring, at least get a couple of more matches. Similar to where I wait Walter or Brock to wrestle. Limited schedule to make sure we limit the opportunities he get concussions. All right. Yep. I guess we can talk about the whole segment. We can go to the main event of the evening because it's set up basically the main event. What did you feel about that? The intergender tag match or mixed tag?
I liked it. I really enjoyed it. Like the whole Sasha standing up to Drew McIntyre. and then the casual, as she's talking to me, turns and just like bam, and then knocks Dolph Ziggler off the apron.
Yeah. Do you feel, as I was watching this match, because Bayley was also a commentator, do you feel Bayley has come into her own as a heel? Because I feel like she's really gotten better at it overall. She just seems to get louder, but I feel like it's working better.
She does, but then it's really bad, like on commentary, like when a commentator stifles her, and you can physically. I don't know if she's doing it on purpose, but like you could see her squirming and trying and throw out a retaliation very quickly, and then she just comes off as like a 6-year-old after you've confused them.
She's not quick with it. Like Sasha goes right back at you, or Selena can go right back at you. Bayley doesn't have that character. She has to think. She's that person that you say something to them, and then like 4 minutes later, they finally have their comeback, and you're like, it's over. You lost. It's over. It's over. But I enjoyed the main event. I enjoyed the setup. I'm still not invested into Ziggler and Drew McIntyre at the horror show, as they're calling it.
It's more Ziggler, though, isn't it? It's not the fact that it's Drew. It's just Ziggler. It's an opponent.
Yeah, I feel like Ziggler is just not a worthy, what's the word? Opponent. He's not. He hasn't been built up. He's been just mid-Carter for life. He's been heavyweight champion. He never amounted to anything. It just seems like a big downgrade from Lesnar, from Lashley, now to Ziggler. It just seems like he's going down instead of working himself up.
After a post I saw in the mid-card mess, who's better, Cody Rhodes or Dolph Ziggler?
Do you mean in the ring? Because they both have their points.
They're both the same.
I'm going to take Cody because Cody's a better talker than Ziggler. I think he's a better personality. Ziggler is solid, but Cody I feel like is the better.
So character. You're going story wise.
I'm going story wise. In the ring, Ziggler runs circles around Cody. But I think Cody. I go.
I'm going Ziggler, but you do raise a good point.
Like Dolph never gotten to that point. Like I feel like if Dolph would have ran off with the Elite, started his own company, I feel like it would have been dead on arrival. It's just like, that's it, guys. We're on Dynamite. We lit the fuse.
Okay, let's forget. If you took away the Rhodes from him, if Cody wasn't a Rhodes,
yeah,
I don't think we look at Cody the same.
I feel like
I think we look at him exactly like Dolph Ziggler.
Well, it's no way to tell. You're living in hypotheticals, Manny. You're living in hypotheticals. You can't take nobody's biologics away from them and say, how did you look at this person? But I think Cody is a talent on his own. I think he could make it by himself. If he was Cody Jackson or Cody Deaner or the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, I think he still would be who he is. I think the Rose name gives him that extra chip on his shoulder. It's part of his identity. But I feel like he's still very talented in the mic, and he can give you a 2-3 star match in the ring. Alright, moving on to other business of the show. The black people were involved in some storylines today. MVP challenged Apollo for the United States Championship and picked up the win. Lashley was out there. Ricochet came out with Cedric, who are apparently alive. Showed up on this show.
Yeah, apparently alive and had wanted nothing to do in the back when it came to the 24/7 title.
No.
like both of them needed TV time, yet they don't want to even go for this title.
And that's why they is where they at. That's why they is where they at. But I'm going to jump ahead. I really enjoyed Lashley versus Ricochet. I thought Lashley looked like a freaking beast in this match, and Ricochet got to show all the stuff he's good at, mostly being thrown around. But Lashley looked like a beast, and
no. So I honestly thought Lashley let Ricochet get some offense in. I honestly thought this was going to be a squash match, but it wasn't. Like it went on longer than it should have, but like you got a gentle reminder that Ricochet still exists.
Yeah, there's part of me that believe they were only on the show is because they have this random Ricochet 365. Of all the wrestlers that they have doing a 365, I was going like, why Ricochet? Ricochet hasn't been on TV in like a year and hasn't actually been relevant on your program. I understand that Ricochet is a top tier talent, but a 365 nobody saw their major stars, and Ricochet hasn't been in the middle of anything.
Well, he did have that title match against Brock.
Yep.
and he kicked Brock in the nuts at the Royal Rumble. So we had that.
He had that going for him. He lasted longer than Kofi Kingston in a match with Brock.
Yep.
So that's so true.
That makes me sad, actually.
Yes.
That actually makes me really sad.
So us bringing out the emotion right there, like, oh, that hurts. But I believe this could be hopefully a acceleration point for them. Maybe they can get involved with MVP in this storyline some more, and they could team up to go against MVP and Lashley. I feel like there's good stuff. I feel like Cedric and Ricochet are both being wasted on the Raw roster, and they haven't been used since. But hopefully there's more to come.
Do you like the slow build to this? Because I'm quite enjoying it. I like it's not being rushed either.
Oh, I feel like this is my favorite part of Raw. And this may be racial bias, but I feel like MVP
my
is
favorite
carrying.
part of Raw is coming.
This is, to me, this is a nice slow build. I don't know where it's going 100%, but you have an idea. But it seems like MVP is collecting everybody that is under his hood and fighting everybody. He's talking about teaching Apollo. There's parts of it that makes me even a little bit think that he could turn on Lashley and just team up with Apollo. Like, there's all these little elements of him just trying to get just his pay. And I don't think he's beating Apollo for that United States title, even though I wouldn't even be mad about it.
But there was a moment in this where I was like, Bobby, you need to stop talking. And it was the bit just before it transitioned into Seth.
Yeah.
When they were both standing at the back, it's like, MVP, if Apollo disrespected you, he's disrespecting me.
Now, I'm going to pose this question to you. of everybody involved in this storyline angle, who do you think is the worst talker? Because I thought Apollo has stepped up his game lately. Lashley seemed very weak. And Ricochet and Cedric are basically, I feel like, black holes of talking. Like, their personality just doesn't work.
Like I've said about Rey Mysterio, I like when people talk with tone. Like, where it goes up, you talk loud, you enunciate.
Alright, you want to bring up Rey Mysterio? Tell us about Rey Mysterio. We can move on.
No. Let's finish the question.
Okay.
So, when I get Bobby Lashley, it's always the same tone. He may have the facial expression of looking pissed, but I think he's just got angry bitch face. But you always get the same level of tone with Bobby Lashley. Like, it's always quite... You can tell when you look at Bobby Lashley, he's not that type of person.
I'm Bobby Lashley. I'm a very mean person. Nah,
But, like, I think it's a tie-in between Cedric and Bobby Lashley of who's the worst. Who do you think?
I want to go Cedric is the worst. Oh, I feel like there's times Ricochet is alright and better. But Lashley has showed me other times. Like, to me, when he was like, I got your back this week, it was made up for it when he was in the ring covered in Ricochet's blood. Or his own blood. And he just looking mean. Like, I feel like I got more emotion out of that. Cedric, I get nothing. Like, I feel like since the Cruiserweight Classic, like 800 years ago, when he couldn't beat Ibushi, that was the last time I got any bit of emotion from Cedric. And he has no personality. He's as bland as vanilla. And they need to work with him. I don't know. He needs to find a different side to himself.
Yep.
As Grunchmurph said, he needs to go to promo school. And Miles is not doing a run-in West because his head is too big. That was an Eric joke because Eric has to make fun of Miles' head all the time. Shut up. Alright.
A man's son you're making fun of.
Yeah, that is a man's son. Okay? That is his son, who's probably about 20 now. Moving on to the next segment involving the cult of Seth Rollins, the greater good, and Rey Mysterio and Dominic via Skype. Manny, how did you feel about all of this and them trying to DI somebody again?
First of all, they pressed delete on Austin Theory.
Who? Now, what do you think his disappearance was? Do you think it's the allegations or did he get the Rona?
Allegation. Clearly the allegation. Like, there's screenshots, video, and pictures.
Hey man, pictures can be photoshopped. Screenshots are nothing but pictures.
He got the trifecta.
It's just a theory. I'm going to use that as a pun in his name. It's just a theory. Yeah, he got allegations, Wes. He's doomed. I think the girl was 13. Although she looked like she was 30. What can he say? I'm just like... But no, it's horrible. It's horrible. So he's gone. So now that it's back to Seth and Buddy. Now I feel like the third man in their group is always cursed. Whether you're the AOP or you're Austin Theory, I think that it's just going to be Buddy and Seth from here on out.
It's just got to do better recruitment. So this was a really good setup to like this amazing promo segment. So I liked that you had in the back, you had Seth telling Buddy the most important message to date. So like there'll be more. There'll be more. But this is the most important right now. And
you got me believing that shit.
And he was saying that he would willing to sacrifice for the future of Monday Night Raw. He needs to ask Ray for forgiveness, not for what he has done in the past, for what he is forcing him to do in the future. They are bound by fate.
Similar to the Manny and Market show.
Every time Rey Mysterio steps in that ring, Seth Rollins will be forced to take a piece of him. First of all, I wrote a question in the middle of my notes. What What should Seth take next? He's already taken an eye.
You gotta take a toe. You gotta take a toe. I'm down for a disfigurement of toes and fingers. You gotta take a toe. Take his big toe. There's nothing more disrespectful than taking a big toe. I know.
So he goes on to say he will take him little by little, piece by piece. He will tear him apart until there's nothing left but a memory. How cold is that?
It's cold. It's cold-blooded. Oh. It's not much of Ray, and I feel like Ray should start notifying the authorities that this man's planning on chopping me up into itty-bitty pieces.
And then it was followed by Ray saying... Ray came up like in his monotone voice, asking Dominic for forgiveness, not for what he has to do to Seth, for what he did to his eye, and what he tried to do to Dominic. He must do something to Seth that is just as remorseless. I didn't even know Renee knew that word. As what he did to him, an eye for an eye. What he has to do to Seth will not be by fate, but will be by design.
Manny, I felt like you were reading something right there, as well as I felt like Rey Mysterio was reading something right there.
I had tone to my voice. I don't even care. I delivered that promo better, even by reading like Gronk in that promo he did on SmackDown.
Oh, yeah. It is an issue with Rey Mysterio. I feel like Dominic is Domino, baby. So I feel like Dominic is a better promo guy than his father, and he has passed him up already. And it's only been a week of learning wrestling. Because Ray just stays at that same tone, man. It's that same tone. That's all he does. Like he doesn't emote.
And then the final threat from Seth to Dominic: be careful what you wish for. If you continue to stand in the way of the greater good, I will be forced to end your career before it even begins. Seth is some cold motherfucker.
Yeah, cold-blooded. Oh. So, with that being said, how do you feel about Aleister Black being involved in this? I feel like he needs to step away from this. I understand Humberto being involved, but Aleister Black seemed to lose his edge by every week running out to Rey Mysterio and almost losing his eye.
Well, that was the dumbest thing that happened I felt like took away from this segment. So do you know when they ran out after the promo, before the match, and you had Seth ask them why are you standing by Ray? So you had Humberto saying something along the lines of you're not a real man, or something along those lines.
You're a false prophet, and you're stupid.
And then Aleister Black going, I've seen a lot of evil, and you're just evil. So that doesn't justify why you're standing with Ray.
Yeah, you had no argument. You're just here to get on TV. That's what you're doing, Aleister. You're here for the pay window. I just want him to separate himself from the storyline, or join Seth.
Okay, if you separate him from this storyline, where do you put him?
Somewhere? I don't know.
There's not much going on anywhere else where you can throw him in.
I would elevate him. Maybe he'd go after Drew McIntyre instead of Dolph.
To be honest, I would have threw him against Dolph to give it, just to show us again a really good Aleister Black match. Yeah. Because we haven't had a good one in a while, and I think we've forgotten just how good Aleister Black is.
Well, he had that match with Seth on Raw that they just had and went through 4 or 5 different commercial breaks or whatever it was.
Was that the one where it just ended in a roll-up?
I believe so, yeah. I forgot how it ended, yeah. But it was a really good match, and I feel like he deserves better than... I'm not saying Seth is bad, but I feel like he's just Rey Mysterio's flunky. And I just don't feel like he was a man that was in his own room, marinating in his own dark devices, and now he's just out there running out, I'm going to honor Rey Mysterio. And it's just like, no, stop it. You're bigger than this. Feud with Selena Vega and her crew or something.
It also takes away from his mysterious character as well.
Yeah, he cares way too much about this.
Yeah.
I won in the middle of this, and he goes, wait, I'm Aleister Black. And then he blackmails Roberto Carrillo and walks away. And I'm down for that. I've wasted my whole pandemic time. Anything else you want to chime on? I mean, we can talk about Selena and her boys and all their issues and the Big Show.
We could really just pair that with just. I don't even really want to talk about the Big Show. It's more the dissension between Andrade and Angel Garza. Like, it happened twice. It happened twice in one night.
Now, I'm going to ask you, do you blame Garza for this? That he did not tag Andrade when he wanted to start the night? Because he was asking for that tag, and it was blatant. Like, tag me in, and Garza, who had no other move, decided to continue to punch somebody.
No, so I saw that. So he stuck his hand up for the tag, but Garza was in a pin, like he was pinning. and then he got mad, and then he tagged himself in when he got thrown into the corner.
Yep.
And then that was nonsense.
So you feel your team Garza on this? Andrade is in the wrong.
Yeah, because Andrade fucked him over afterwards, like when it came to the handicap match with the Big Show, when he faked the entering of the ring and then let Garza go into the ring by himself.
Yep. And then he walked out on him, and then Selena is seen walking out with Garza. Do you see Selena siding with Andrade or Garza by the end of this?
I would rather she stayed with Andrade, because I don't think Garza needs her.
Yeah.
Like, it's evident in the promos before with Two Buck Chuck, where...
You mean Charlie Chorizo?
Chorizo. Yeah, he doesn't really need her. And she looked jealous in the back when he was flirting with the female referee. When she just appeared, it's like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Don't mess with my man.
I mean, I would love to see him play with more female referee. It's only like one, but I want him to play with her more for all of his matches, and that gives him a little bit of edge. Woman. It's an NXT though. They never bring her up. They never bring her up for the main shows.
I think she was this week. When there was the pull apart at the beginning.
That may be true. I don't remember pull aparts. For all I know, Fit Finley, Arn Anderson, and Jake the Snake Roberts did a part of this pull apart. I never remember who's out there.
Yeah, but I think that's Raw.
Yeah, that is Raw. Those were the three big topics. No Randy Orton, although Ric Flair was there as his surrogate.
No. So Ric Flair lied, I think. He said Randy Orton was in the back.
Yeah, he was doing his light work. And Randy Orton was not here. Clearly. And because I was expecting at some point after the handicap match just that Randy was going to swoop out of nowhere to attempt an RKO. But
I thought that the whole time. Like, when during the distraction of Andrade and Angel Garza, I thought Randy Orton was going to appear. But clearly not.
Nope. Nah, I feel like not showing up for this one. But I still like the story of Randy Orton going through all these legends, because Ric Flair is going to taste the bottom of his boot as well as the Big Show. They're all getting kicked. So that was Raw, and that is probably the end of our show this week. Feel free to chime in, whatever you got. All
if
three
you've
of you
got any video ideas, just shoot us a message, let us know.
Yeah. Also, be sure to check out our Thursday show where we recap the Great American Bash and Fyter Fest, the two competing dual week pay-per-views. And
favorite painted face wrestler.
Here we go. You don't want the answer to this. You really don't.
You've picking Tatanka again, aren't you?
I'm not picking Tatanka. I can never pick Tatanka. The day he sold out to work with the $1 Million Man, I have lost all trust in him. He was a disgrace to the Native American culture. A disgrace.
Not even like 10 years later when he went back to the Lakota. What was it? The Lakota tribe.
The Lakota tribe. Nope, he's an absolute disgrace. He sold out back then. He'll sell out right now. My favorite painted face wrestler is probably the Undertaker. The Ultimate Warrior would be my favorite painted face wrestler. But it's kind of a cross between him and maybe Hawk of the Legion of Doom.
Why not Animal?
Well, ever since Animal won those assless chaps, he came back after Hawk's passing. I was done with him. Peyton Royce, as Wes said, Peyton Royce had a very sick finishing maneuver. I don't know why she has. I believe it's the final cut that Goldust used to do. And killed Ruby Riott.
It was a spinning brainbuster, which was really cool.
Yeah. It was devastating. And I was like, why did she have that? And how long has she had that? And why is Sean Spears not doing that? And she killed Ruby Riott.
I think mine would maybe Sting, favorite painted face wrestler.
That's a good choice. Yep. I mean, you got Sting. There's Jeff Hardy with the painted. I think Jeff Hardy had the coolest paint. I should just make reference
to the Ultimate Warrior tattoo that I have, but I can't really show it on this camera.
It looks like you're trying to shoot web shooters at us. It should be called the Rolls Royce. Yeah, but they probably wouldn't do that. I'm sure there's copyrights out there. I'm sure somebody has that.
Yeah, the Rolls Royce.
Yeah. I got one of those.
In what dream world have you got one of those?
It's in one of them. I don't remember exactly. If as soon as I find my keys, I'll be able to get to my car. So that's it for the Manny and Marcus Show Live. Tune in Wednesday for the Wednesday Night War Show. Also, a very special episode of the Manny and Marcus Show, in which we will. I can't even say it. Manny, you say it. I think. So
Marcus has come up with a interesting dynamic and idea for a video. So this week we have. So first of all, I got made to watch the Independence Day of 1996 fame.
Yes.
Starring Will Smith, Bill Pullman, and Jeff Goldblum. So the idea is we are going to recast 7 members of that cast with wrestlers past and or present with a twist.
Yes.
Would you like to go through your rules, Marcus?
Yes. So in this, it's similar to what is known as a draft, but it's just casting. The rules are simple. We must cast different wrestlers each time. Like, so if he decides to cast The Rock to play Will Smith from Independence Day, I cannot use The Rock. I have to use someone else. But however, if he were to use, let's say, The Rock to play Will Smith, he can never use him again if we ever do this again in casting someone else. So, those are the rules. That's it. That's really the bare minimum right there. You can pick anybody alive and dead, but you can only pick them once in your life.
Which also means send us some movie ideas, and we'll recast them.
Yeah, this one came because we're doing it. It's the 4th of July is Saturday. Independence Day is there. Leon Ruff. Damn it!
I'm adding him to my list.
No, you can't. You can't take that. You can't.
So, if anyone hasn't seen the chat,
yeah, on the chat,
Wes has decided that Will Smith's character of Captain Stephen Hiller will be played by the glorious, always ready Leon Ruff.
Ooh, that is some really good casting. I would have cast Leon Ruff to play Will Smith's son. I don't think it's his actual son. It may be just
Little Nicky.
Little Nicky. He would have played Little Nicky. That's how small he is. I would have cast him as that if we had that. But it should be a fun show, and I look forward. Basically, you guys select a winner. You just comment below and say who had the better cast, and the one that you would most likely watch, or the funniest, or whatever. Just vote who you want, whether it's me or Manny. I look forward to seeing your responses all over the world, or for the 4 people that watch this show. I can't wait. Anything else to add, Manny?
No. Let's get out of it.
All right. Guys, I hope everybody have a great day. Stay safe. Stay sharp. Until another edition.
Wear a mask.
Wear a mask. For God's sakes. Do you want to kill Ric Flair? Wear a mask. Thank you, and good night.
Peace.